Turkey has agreed to let Sweden join NATO, the West's defensive alliance. The Turkish government had been blocking the application, accusing the country of hosting its enemies. NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, was formed in 1949 by 12 countries, including the US, UK, Canada and France. It currently has 31 members across Europe and North America. They agree to help one another if they are attacked. The organization's original goal was to block Soviet expansion in Europe after World War II. After the Soviet Union's collapse in 1991, many Eastern European countries joined NATO: Albania, Bulgaria, Hungary, Poland, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Romania, Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia. Russia has strongly opposed Ukraine's request to become a member, fearing it would bring NATO forces too close to its own territory. However, Finland, which has a 1,340 kilometers (832-mile) land border with Russia, became a member in April 2023. Sweden and Finland both applied to join NATO in April 2022, 2 months after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, because they feared Russia was becoming increasingly aggressive. Turkey and Hungary initially refused to approve Sweden's membership. Turkey accused Sweden of hosting its enemies, including pro-Kurdish groups. However, NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg says that Sweden has now addressed Turkey's legitimate security concerns, and that the Turkish government will soon ask its parliament to approve the country's application. He said Hungary's government has promised to do the same. However, it is not known when the two countries' parliaments will hold their votes, or when Sweden will officially become part of NATO. Together, Sweden and Finland will bolster NATO forces by more than 280,000 regular and reserve troops. NATO said in 2008 that Ukraine could join at a future date, but declined its September 2022 request for fast-track membership. Article 5 of NATO's charter says that if one member is attacked, all others should come to its defense. Were Ukraine to join during the current Russian-Ukrainian conflict, NATO countries would technically have to declare war on Russia. The US is sending Ukraine cluster bombs, weapons containing so-called bomblets which explode across a wide area. The bombs are controversial. More than 100 countries have banned their use because of the threat they pose to civilians. The US is also supplying Ukraine with 31 Abrams tanks. The UK has sent 14 Challenger 2 tanks, while Germany and other NATO countries have donated dozens of Leopard 2 tanks. The US and UK have provided missiles such as HIMARS, which have been used to hit targets behind Russia's front lines. NATO countries are also supplying air defense systems to shoot down Russian cruise missiles and drones over Ukraine. Anti-tank weapons given by the US and UK, such as Javelin and MLAW, are thought to have been crucial in blocking Russia's advance on Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, in spring 2022. The US has said it will support the delivery of American fighter jets, such as F-16s, to Ukraine by NATO allies. NATO countries are teaching Ukrainian pilots how to fly them. However, the US is not providing its longer-range missiles, called Advanced Tactical Missile Systems. It thinks these could be used to attack targets inside Russia, which could provoke a direct conflict between Russia and the West. For the same reason, NATO countries are not deploying troops to Ukraine, nor using their air forces to impose a no-fly zone. NATO commanders have agreed a new plan for countering Russian expansion. There are precise orders for where forces should go, and what they should do, if Russia attacks any one of three zones: the Arctic and North Atlantic, Central Europe, or the Mediterranean region. The alliance currently has 40,000 troops which can be mobilized at short notice. There is a proposal to have 300,000 troops ready for action within 30 days. NATO also wants member countries to update their military equipment, to stockpile more ammunition, and to spend a minimum of 2% of their GDP on defense spending. This is NATO's most comprehensive defensive plan since the end of the Cold War, according to Malcolm Chalmers of the think tank, the Royal United Services Institute. When the Soviet Union collapsed, the threat of a major war disappeared almost entirely, he said. The 2014 annexation of Crimea, and the current Ukraine war, means the threat, from Russia, is real again, especially for countries like the Baltic republics.